It's watercolors. Yeah, by Janice Ian. What? Oh, Robbie's gonna play now. Is he? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I like these footstools too, but not that much. Wow. I see this is a butter churner for Amazons, right? No. Beat your mother week, no. Anyway. I'm a little rocky tonight. I had a 7:30 TV show. Yeah, right. Just going to start off with some finger-picking American type of things and do two of them and one raga, I think, to wet your whistles. And hope that you all come tomorrow night where we'll do Americana and we'll do Oriental and Classical. We've got a lot of music to play tomorrow. And this is a California little ditty called Redwood Ramble. Well, we're going to do 25% country, but I think we're going to do 50% country tomorrow night. And here we go over here with, this is Big Mama here. This is over 100 years old, handmade in Mexico. It's before they started making guitars in Mexico, you know, for touristers. I bought it from a sailor for $200. Borrowed the money from a cop. Great story behind this guitar, anyway. Who was a fraternity brother of mine. I think the University of Maryland owned Ocean City, Maryland for about 2 summers in a row. Anyway, this is a lovely instrument. And this is a fast song too, but I like to play it. It's called Memorial. And it's for the souls of men that get killed in wars and so forth. When I played it, I kept seeing soldiers marching through and aircraft carriers and, you know, incredible things. So it must have been a song that was supposed to happen. It's called Memorial. gets into Bolero Americana, I guess. Oh, wow. Now this little rascal is if you want to do an American raga. And American ragas are a little different than regular ragas because they're played on guitars. And instead of using weird names for the rhythm, we use first, second, third, drive, overdrive, and we call them mini ragas. And doggone it, rubber bands are a real hang-up. Anyway, I'll demonstrate, but it's a lot of fun, to play. And it's like taking a horse out on the racetrack, around 2 or 3 times. But this piece is called, let's see, Pavan Hindustan. It's kind of sophisticated. But the Vina players used to make fun of the British by doing minuets and stuff in the middle of their pieces, so this is kind of turnabout as fair play. We all went to India once, and one of our boys wasn't too smart. He wore a pith helmet, and he got beat up, spit on, stomped. These mild little Hindus, they really hate the British, I wore a fishing hat, and I was cool, or a cowboy hat. They love cowboy hats, but never wear, you don't wear a pith helmet in India, man. Wow. I mean, that makes King going through Memphis look like a cakewalk. Really, those guys, they got a lot of emotion. Anyway, if I ever get this rubber band on, tuning jokes and rubber band jokes. Incredible. All right. Now, just stay there. I know it's hot, but don't come flying off my finger, There we go. Okay. It's called Pavan Hindustan. They wanted me to finish off with a song with vocals or something. Now, I did want to explain tomorrow night we'll do the first set will be a lot of some country, and it'll be different, a little bit different from the night. The second set will be strictly classical, not, my own stuff. I mean, 12th century French, Persian, Gray on the Lotus, yeah, right, all kinds of stuff. I wrote a new song called Omar Khayyam Country, and I got to try it out somewhere, and this is a nice house, But, I'm getting sick of Frankie and Johnny being the love tryst of North America. It's a drag, We got to do something about that. We're too strung out as a country to have any insular, love matches get nationally known or something. But anyway, I don't know how we're going to do that. You got to get a really good-looking president and a good-looking president's son, and he flips out over a baker maid or something, or a bureaucrat's daughter or something. I don't know what we're going to do it anyway. I don't know how this country will ever... Evangeline was cool, but you have to know, it's Creole French and everything. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we go. I walked out unto the garden in May. I picked a rose that was waiting and gave my heart away. For she was red, she was winsome, she was white to my soul. I've been wandering, no star e'er was shown. I heard a voice calling sweetly, come be my very own. She was raised in the mountains, valley was her home. She took my hands most gently, far from this world of care. She showered me with kisses, the rainbow in her hair. For she was blue, she was golden, she was white to my soul. Walk with her through the meadows and through the towns below. Stay with her through the winter, oh, and never let her go. For she is love, she is beauty, she is Christ on fire. On fire. Come the day that we parted, I cried the whole night through. I wondered if the curls of love would always be untrue. Then she rose from the ashes like the sun in the night. Sun in the night. Now we walk through the lanes of time and through the hearts of men. I lost her once in the devil's game, but I want her back again. For she is spring, she is summer, she is wild to behold. Come ye men to the garden where I have stood before. Catch the rose that is blowing and love her evermore. For she is there, she is waiting, she is thine to behold. She is fair, she is winsome, she's the wise time till you're so Thank you very much. Thank you. We have a request. For goodness sakes, tell your friends to come tomorrow night, because if you don't, I'm going to have to take a Greyhound all the way back to California, and Chuck's going to have to find a new place to live. So really, please tell folks to come, and I think we'll have a beautiful time tomorrow. Thank you very much.